Kenya's Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua faces a serious political challenge. Members of Parliament are initiating an impeachment motion against him. This motion requires a significant number of signatures to proceed. The effort is gaining momentum. The impeachment process is complex and politically charged. If successful, it could remove Gachagua from office. The motion's success depends on several factors. These include the evidence presented and the political dynamics within Parliament. The accusations against Gachagua are serious. They include constitutional violations and abuse of office. His divisive rhetoric and actions are also under scrutiny. These allegations have fueled the impeachment drive. The impeachment motion marks a critical moment in Kenyan politics. The outcome will significantly impact the country's political landscape. It will also shape the future of Gachagua's political career. Rigathi Gachagua faces numerous accusations of misconduct. These include violations of the Kenyan constitution. He is also accused of abusing his office for personal gain. These allegations are at the heart of the impeachment effort. Gachagua's critics point to specific instances of his alleged misconduct. They cite his divisive rhetoric and actions as examples. They also highlight his alleged interference with government operations. These actions are seen as undermining his role as deputy president. The accusations against Gachagua raise serious questions about his leadership. His critics argue that his behavior is unbecoming of a high-ranking official. They believe he has violated the public trust. These concerns have intensified calls for his removal. Gachagua denies the accusations against him. He claims they are politically motivated. He insists he has acted within the bounds of the law. The impeachment process will determine the validity of these claims. The impeachment motion against Gachagua has significant political ramifications. It could destabilize the Kenyan government. It could also lead to a shift in the balance of power. The outcome will have long-term consequences. The impeachment process itself is divisive. It could further polarize the country along political lines. It could also set a precedent for future impeachment attempts. This could create instability in the political system. The success or failure of the motion will have a major impact on Gachagua's political career. It could end his time in office. It could also damage his reputation. The stakes are high for both Gachagua and the country. The impeachment process will be closely watched by Kenyans and the international community. It is a test of Kenya's democratic institutions. It is also a reflection of the country's political climate. Raila Odinga, a prominent opposition figure, may play a role in the impeachment efforts. His history of political rivalry with those in power suggests his potential involvement. However, his exact role remains unclear. Speculation about Odinga's involvement stems from his past actions and the current political context. He has been a vocal critic of the government. His supporters may be actively involved in pushing for impeachment. It's important to note that Odinga's direct involvement has not been confirmed. More information is needed to determine his specific role, if any. His influence on the process, however, remains a possibility. Odinga's potential involvement adds another layer of complexity to the situation. His political influence and his relationship with Gachagua and Ruto could significantly impact the outcome of the impeachment process. Section 5. Gachagua's defiance and counter-strategy. Rigathi Gachagua remains defiant in the face of impeachment attempts. He has publicly denounced the motion. He has also vowed to fight the accusations against him. He shows no signs of backing down. Gachagua and his allies are developing a counter-strategy. They plan to challenge the validity of the accusations. They will also question the motives of those behind the impeachment effort. They aim to discredit the process. Gachagua's defense strategy will be crucial in determining the outcome. His ability to rally support and counter the accusations will be key to his political survival. He faces an uphill battle. Gachagua's defiance underscores the high stakes of the impeachment process. The outcome will have significant consequences for his political career and the future of Kenyan politics. Section 6. Rift between Gachagua and Ruto. Reports suggest a growing rift between Gachagua and President William Ruto. Gachagua's absence from recent state events has fueled speculation. This perceived distance adds complexity to the impeachment situation. The reasons for the reported rift are not entirely clear. It could be related to policy differences or political maneuvering. A strained relationship between the president and his deputy can weaken the government. The impeachment process could exacerbate the rift between Ruto and Gachagua. It remains to be seen how their relationship will evolve. The political pressure on both leaders is immense. The potential rift between Ruto and Gachagua introduces another element of uncertainty. It could influence the outcome of the impeachment proceedings. It could also affect the stability of the government. Section 7. Accusations of tribal politics. Gachagua's recent calls for unity within the Mount Kenya region have sparked controversy. Some interpret his remarks as promoting tribal politics. These accusations have further fueled the impeachment efforts. Critics argue that Gachagua's rhetoric is divisive. They believe it undermines national unity. They also see it as a dangerous form of political manipulation. These concerns have intensified calls for his accountability. Gachagua denies the accusations of tribalism. He maintains that his remarks were intended to promote regional unity. He insists he is committed to national cohesion. The debate continues. The controversy highlights the sensitive issue of tribalism in Kenyan politics. It underscores the importance of promoting inclusivity and avoiding divisive language. This issue will likely play a role in the impeachment process. Section 8. International interference concerns. Gachagua has accused South Africa's Julius Malema of interfering in Kenya's internal affairs. This criticism has added an international dimension to the impeachment proceedings. It also raises concerns about external influences. Malema's comments on Kenyan politics have drawn attention and sparked debate. The extent of his influence on the impeachment efforts is unclear. Gachagua's response suggests sensitivity to outside involvement. The issue of international interference raises complex questions. It highlights the tension between freedom of speech and national sovereignty. It also underscores the challenges of maintaining stable international relations. Gachagua's accusations against Malema add another layer of intrigue to the impeachment saga. It remains to be seen how this international element will impact the proceedings. Section 9. Long-term consequences for Kenya. The impeachment motion against Gachagua has potentially far-reaching consequences for Kenya. The outcome will shape the country's political landscape. It will also impact its stability. The impeachment process could strengthen or weaken Kenya's democratic institutions. It could set a precedent for future political actions. It could also influence the relationship between the executive and legislative branches. The impeachment saga could have a lasting impact on public trust in the government. It could either reinforce faith in the system or erode confidence in its ability to hold leaders accountable. The long-term consequences of the impeachment motion will depend on a variety of factors. These include the outcome of the proceedings, the government's response, and the reaction of the Kenyan people. Section 10. Conclusion: an uncertain future. The impeachment motion against Rigathi Gachagua marks a pivotal moment in Kenyan politics. The outcome is uncertain. The consequences are significant. The country faces a period of political turbulence. The impeachment process will test the strength of Kenya's democratic institutions. It will also reveal the depth of the political divisions within the country. The stakes are high for all involved. The future of Kenyan politics hangs in the balance. The impeachment saga will shape the country's political landscape for years to come. The world is watching.